Welcome back to Lost for Words with Lori. It is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, everybody. September the 14th. It is about 11 a.m. Eastern Central Time. And I hope you all are having a great week so far. We're this much closer to Friday, and I couldn't be happier. It's been a busy week. As you all know, my brother from another is visiting, so there's all sorts of adventures to go on and things to do, and I've been busy taking care of kittens. I got them to the vet yesterday, and they all have a clean bill of health, and they're ready to go to their forever homes, which is exciting. So I've been really crazy busy, but in the process of that, you take care of your business, you work, and you have social engagements. And I've been following along with the next exciting chapter of Toxic Cesspool World. As y'all know, I did a scorekeeping podcast yesterday or the day before to kind of address some of the issues that have come up in the last few days as it regards to what's been going on in Toxic Cesspool World. And, I've watched this toxic cycle go on for well over a year. And I know that a lot of people, it helps to discuss the issues at hand in a public forum, on a live stream, or whatever that means to them. And while I am the one who can appreciate transparency in all things, people being upfront and open and honest about what's going on, there's a double-edged sword that goes with that, because anybody who watches your information or your talk throughs or whatever, the people who are invested in continuing the cycle of toxicity, being victims and not being accountable for their behavior, are the ones who are going to scream the loudest. And it's been apparent. I've been watching it for 24 hours. I've been watching people say, here's my boundary. I'm no longer going to accept this kind of behavior. And then everybody gets up in their feels about, you can't do that, and you're betraying us, and you can't change your mind. I hate to tell you guys, folks, but you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to look at your own accountability for your behavior. You're allowed to ask for or accept forgiveness from those who've trespassed against you. Let's get real biblical here, because so many of you claim to be God-fearing Christians, so you need to practice what you preach. But you're allowed to ask for forgiveness or forgive people who have done you wrong and move on. And I've seen people try hard to do that very thing and then get slapped and backlashed because other people don't agree with those choices. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to wait around and wait for people to sign off on your choices, you're going to fail. You make choices, you accept accountability for those choices, and then you hold your boundaries and your expectations solid. And if people can't comply with that because they're afraid to look at their own accountability, to accept that they might have made a mistake, and they keep repeating the same bad behavior, then you are allowed to say, I gave you the expectation and you're not adhering by my boundary, and therefore I'm no longer going to entertain you anymore. And it seems that the people who are screaming the loudest are the people who are invested in shit starting, who are invested in keeping the drama alive, and who cannot move on to look past the fact that, yeah, you were victimized. I get it. We were all hurt. I was hurt long before any of this bullshit drama by some people that I thought were my friends. And I said, nope, you made a mistake. And I didn't even get apologies from some of those people, and I probably never will. And that's okay. But I forgave those people for their bullshit so that I could move on. And I see a lot of people trying to do that. So then why is it anybody else's business to criticize that? Unless you're invested in being a victim, if you can't move past it, if you can't establish solid boundaries and hold people accountable, including yourself, then your actions are not speaking what your words are. End of story. And that's hypocritical. You know, I've seen people sit around and worry about, well, I told you this 6 months ago and you didn't listen. Nobody needs to take credit for the change. People, you can lead the horses to water and they will not drink unless they are thirsty. I learned that lesson a long time ago. I can tell people this is the right way to act. I can suggest all I want and say, here, I've even got proof that there are people who follow that model and they are succeeding. But do I want credit for that? No. All I'm telling you is that it is possible to heal, move on, grow, and fix your shit without swimming in the toxic cesspool and continuing to proliferate in the toxic cycle that you wish. And that's what I see. Yeah, we're angry. Yeah, we're hurt. But I'm going to go back to square one, and I'm going to tell you a little story. When Toby and I were doing music in our radio channel, he would get frustrated. He would get frustrated about a lot of things. Drama happens in all communities. And when he would get angry and mad and throw a tantrum and say, I'm quitting, I don't want to do this anymore, we would sit down and have a conversation. I would say, is that really what you want to do? Do you really want to quit? No, I'm just angry. All right, well then let's unwrap that. What are you angry about? And when they expressed what they were angry about, I was able to say, here's the deal. You need to go back to the beginning. Why did you start doing our radio show in the first place? To promote music. Are you promoting music? Yes. Do you love it? Yes, but I don't like this. Well, then eliminate the things you don't like and continue to do what you love. And as content creators on a platform that is millions of people, and you're sitting around in one tiny little pond, swimming in toxic sludge, you forgot your missions, people. Make your content. Go back to the original reason you started in the first place. And if it was for fame, fortune, and glory, obviously reality is slapping you in the face that you ain't going to get that. You aren't going to get it by doing the behavior that you're doing and expecting a different result. You know, Toby wanted to make videos to find truth, to find the answers, and to have fun and to enjoy the ride. And as soon as it got toxic and dramatic, he said, no, I ain't doing that. Eliminate it. And then you grow. You keep making your content. You find a new circle. You find people who have the same mission statement that you do and are participating in behaviors and in things that fall in with your expectations and your boundaries. And then you hold people accountable, including yourself. But if you want to sit around and keep jumping into other people's bullshit and going back and screaming from the rooftops about how you've been wronged and nobody's listening to me, maybe you need to take a look at your behavior. You don't have to go in and scream at everybody about how wronged you've been and keep the fire burning. Go back to why you were here in the first place. And if it was for love and light and positivity, then start spreading that. Stop bringing up the past. Stop bringing up the negativity. Stop watching other people's garbage and worrying about what everybody's saying because you find it necessary to react to everybody's bullshit and retaliate, which is garbage too. We don't retaliate. Stop reacting. Start responding. And the best way to respond is to hold your boundaries, establish your expectations, be transparent and authentic in all of your communications with people, and then follow through. Consistency is the key. But if you're still sitting around whining, complaining, crying, bitching, creating havoc, and swimming in the little pond full of toxic sludge, you're never going to get out on shore, dry yourself off, and find a bigger ocean to swim in. You're never going to do it. You're just going to sit and swim, and you're going to keep getting the same results, which is failure. And that's what this is about. Everybody's so invested in their trauma responses and their failure that they're just going to keep continuing. I'm sorry, peeps, but I'm done with that. I've been done with that. And I've got almost a year's worth of content, a year's worth of podcasts where I've preached these messages to the choir, and it's all been ignored, or it's been overlooked, or it's been listened to and discarded. And I ain't looking for anybody to go, I was the first one to start this. I don't give a fuck. Your learning and healing journey started whenever you decided that your trauma wasn't important anymore and it didn't serve you. I don't care if it's in toxic cesspool world, your first world, your job, your relationships. When you decide that taking care of number one, which is you, is more important than being validated by what everybody else thinks of you, then you win. You want to put an end to this? Follow the model. Do those things. Start healing within yourself, fixing your own porch before you start throwing rocks everywhere else. And if you establish those boundaries and you tell people, I'm not accepting this, and you follow through with it, the model works. I have proof. I could name off 3 channels that followed that model, and it worked. And a 4th who's working towards it, and a 5th who agrees. You know, we don't have control over how other people react or respond to us, only how we react and respond to those situations. And if you continue to make poor decisions about reacting and responding, then you're diving right headfirst back into the toxic pond of sludge. Don't do it. Pack up your picnic, grab your boat and your trailer, and go find a new lake, a new ocean, a new river, that when you cast out your line, you're going to catch fish, and you're going to succeed, and you're going to eat good, right? And you're going to eat at the king's table, not sitting in the toxic sludge with all the kitties that are continuing to throw floaties at each other, because it's not getting anybody anywhere. And then it becomes more and more and more. Now, you can accept somebody's apology, and you don't ever have to talk to them again. You don't have to be their friend. You don't have to look at them again. You want proof in that? I can tell you another story. I'm not doing that here because we don't do that here. But at the end of the day, it works. Get right with yourself. Establish those boundaries. Don't tolerate any more toxic bullshit, and you will succeed. I believe in you. I believe in a lot of people. I've seen monumental growth in people who were discarded and thrown to the wolves a year ago. And they were told that they would never succeed. And look at them now. Proof's in the pudding, guys. It works. I'm tired. All of you are tired. But it's time to move on. It's time to fix your shit. Be accountable for your stuff. Hold others accountable for their stuff. Go back to what you wanted to do in the first place, and that's make content. Because I'm suffering. I don't get to see all the cool people that I really enjoy make content. And that's what I want to see. And I'm supporting those that do. And I'm having a great time. I sleep really well at night, and I love life. And that's what's important at the end of the day. I love you guys. Don't forget to comment below what you think. I'm always available to talk. We got great things coming up. Lots of people do. Be excited about your future and the content that you're creating. I am. I've got great ideas. I get to work with some amazing people who have great ideas and have asked for my insight, have asked for my input. You're great with words. Hey, can you help me with my new project? It makes me feel good. It makes me feel honored to be asked to share and participate in other people's lives simply because I'm succeeding, because I'm happy, because I'm positive, because I'm encouraging growth and not stagnating in the toxic cesspool pond of bullshit. I love y'all, guys. As always, remember, wash your fucking hands and be a good human. I'll see you next time.